Welcome, welcome, guys, to my Love Island USA season 6, episode 30 recap. Oh, they fooled us, guys. They got us good. They got us good. I definitely thought this episode was going to be a no burger. I literally was online complaining. What are they doing? We did not want to see what was in the first look, but they got us good, guys. They got us good. It's like, are you kidding me? You come back after giving us that boring ass episode on Friday to do sports day? Are we kidding? This is not what we're trying to see. We're trying to see hideaways. We're trying to see the heart rate challenge. I would have took snogberry pie, anything. But guys, this was a good episode. I actually am very, very, very pleased with this episode. I was in tears. I smiled. I am so happy. I swear to God, I am going to cuss out anybody who messes with my couples when they come out of the villa because they're all so lovely. I love them so much. So, yes, the episode starts with the Islanders waving bye to Kane. Personally, since he got out of the villa, it's a good riddance for me. Yes, I had to make sure to get that last part. Jaquan is here. Jaquan says, I thought it was a decent episode. It was. I think it's because I came in with expectations of it being terrible. So, hey, they actually shocked and surprised me. So I'm proud of them. So yes, we see a conversation between Nicole and Kendall, and Nicole is just saying, talk to me. Why are you freaking out? I told you had nothing to worry about. And Kendall says it's just that, like, standing there when he was saying it, easy to talk to. I'm like, oh, Nicole is easy to talk to, and yeah, the attraction is there. He's like, oh, Nicole is fucking attractive. So I didn't know what was going through Thor's head because if we remember the last episode, Harrison would not tell anybody what was like where he was leaning, who he was going with. So Nicole says, I feel like even though I knew he wasn't going to pick me, I got nervous as well for a second, like the possibility, and it made me realize that I was thinking about not being coupled up with you, and it definitely concerned me, and I realized I would not want to be here with someone else. But I would have had to say, I'm sorry, I don't want to be coupled up with someone else who is not you. And Kendall's like, I came here to find somebody. And Nicole says, we're not leaving unless we're leaving together. And Kendall says 100%, like, there's no way I'm leaving without you, no matter what. And Nicole says, if you say that, understand that you can't take it back. And Kendall says, I'm not taking it back. Hey, Rach, let me know what you thought of this episode. I thought it was pretty good. So Kendall does say, as we know, he came to Love Island to find somebody, and he found Nicole. The kiss. I'm gonna say, like, for me, they might be a good couple. I just don't like Kendall, and so it has eroded everything for me, unfortunately. Hey, Mary, how are you? So next we see Harrison and Sierra, and they are just talking about the recoupling, how they felt about it. Sierra asks how he's doing. Jake Claus says, I'm here for more. And Harrison, at this point, they had a lot of chemistry, to be fair. But he does say, you know, it was a tough situation, but it had to be done. And Sarah says, like, right, like you had to couple up with somebody. He's like, exactly. I'm just lucky that our connection started off so strong. And Sierra says, you know, I am so lucky Harrison picked me. I feel like our connection was just really strong, and he just makes me feel very safe. It's weird. It is weird. I, I'm sure they're probably the ones going home tomorrow, because why? I don't know, but you never know. People might have voted for them. Just odd. Rachel says, I thought it was a cute episode. The game was fun and got more outside conversations. Yes, I thought it was really, really good, to be fair. But also, like I said, I came in here thinking it was going to be a shit episode. So there's that. Mary says that Ciara could have made a pass to Cassie, because I would want them in the final for over Cameron or Ken Cole. I could see that, but I don't think that is going to be an option. I think she's going to try to make a beeline for Rob. He's the only one, other than Miguel, to be fair. They're the only ones that are still like open at this point. And so we do see Ciara says, are you looking for love? And Harrison says, always. That's what I want in the long term. That's what I want. And Ciara says, that's the same as me. I do great on my own, but I would be great with someone. And Harrison says, we just got to see how things go. You guys have, I feel like, a day left to figure that part out. To be fair. I don't think y'all have long in the villa. Rob and Daniela are chatting, and Daniela says, do you like Harrison? And Rob says, And Daniela says, him and Ciara would look great on a yacht together. And Rob says, And Daniela says, and we would be on a farm. And Rob says, yes, with cow shit. And she does ITM that Rob's a different person, but she feels like he makes her better. Based on what he's doing here, he ain't giving her nothing. He don't like this girl. Very just over her, I feel like. He's not interested in anything she seems to be interested in. I can't remember how old Rob is, but it's just giving like, it kind of feels sort of like age dynamic or like interest dynamics are totally different. It just feels like maybe they just have some sexual chemistry, but they don't have anything that would be anything to build on. But I also feel like Rob is just biding his time until Cassie comes. I'm sorry. I really and truly believe Rob is biding his time until Cassie comes in at this point. The fact that he has stayed this long, the fact that he did not go home with Andrea, the fact that he keeps trying with these girls. He went through every girl in Casa before he finally coupled up with the one girl who was with Aaron. And now he's like binning her off. And I personally feel like he's just been waiting for Cassie. I just feel like it. So Danielle says, I'm happy we're here. And Rob says, I'm happy you're here. Which means I don't think he's happy he's there. Rachel agrees with me. Rob hates Daniela. And Mary says, yes, Harrison, do not unpack. Yeah, I agree. Mary says, I know I make fun of how corny Kenny is, but I liked him this episode. Okay, he has won me over. He is corny, but it works. And I feel like with Jana and Kenny, they are just like an opposites attract kind of romance. Just opposites in every way. She's older, he's younger, he's quiet, she's just like not boisterous, but just like bright and vibrant and just like just out there. they're both very funny. It's just, it's lovely to watch them together. It's lovely to see their conversations. Mary says Rob is 25. Okay. Yeah, I just, yeah, I'm not sure. And Mary says the producers build the entire season to bring Rob and Cassie together. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? We've been trying to dump Rob just for them to keep keeping him, just to get this magical reunion between two people we did not ask for. Just imagine. Leah and Miguel chat, and Miguel is like, I'm going to miss that guy. He's actually really funny. And you realize he's talking about Kane. So Kane has been telling everybody and their mother how much him and Miguel have been like really cool. And we see here that Miguel is kind of stating that. Like, he says that he was actually a really nice guy, a bit of a hothead with a nice soul. So the fact that Miguel is even saying here that Kane was a hothead tells me so much. I think he was probably volatile to the point that they didn't show certain things, and to the point that they gave the man 5 minutes to get out of the villa. Seeing how he's been reacting on TikTok, I would not be surprised. Good riddance again. So Leah does turn her head slowly to him, and she's like, the slow head turn is crazy. You disagree? And Leah's laughing. He's like, no, he was nice. But you kind of don't believe her here. Miguel makes fun of her, says, I feel like a lot of the guys have their feelings on him. And Leah says, I wish him a lot of luck on the outside. I'm sorry it didn't work with Sierra. Miguel says, nice speech, darling. Leah says, I have to have you find something else to call me other than darling. Now, why? I think darling is sweet. It's better than, like, I hate when people call you like sweetheart and they just met you, or like honey and they just met you. I think darling is sweet. Why wouldn't she want to be called darling? Would you guys want to be called darling? I don't mind it. Is it too old fashioned? Oh, Tasha with a interesting take here. Tasha, how are you? Tasha says, hi, I'm late. Harrison pissed me off in this. Really? You have to tell me why. And so Leah does say, I just need you to find something else to call me. And so Miguel says, Big Booty Betty. Leah says, how did we go from darling to that? Miguel says, Triple B. Leah's like, no. Miguel says, it's my Triple B, my Big Booty Betty. Leah, fuck. Miguel, Big Booty Betty. And I'll be like, hey, there she goes, my Big Booty Betty, Triple B. Miguel, though, ITMs that he's very happy, cuddled up, loving life. Yeah, we're just kicking it. And it's making sense. And pretty much like that is what I've gotten from the relationship. There's no pressure. They're just having a good time. They might ghost each other after the season, but it's okay because they're both understanding that they just like each other right now. Which is fair. I don't think that's unfair. I think that's very fair. I don't think that there's a problem with that, actually, because, I think that there are a lot of people that this is actually a correct pace. Rachel says, darling is cute, but I'm older than Leah. I am also older than Leah, so maybe that's the problem. Prashay says she wants to be called darling by Rob. Okay, fair point, Prashay. Fair point. Tasha says, I know it's a GW. I don't know what that means. So they do kiss. I still like their chemistry, but like I said, they just are moving at the pace that works for them. And right now, it just feels like it's nothing serious. They're definitely nowhere near where the rest of the villa is. Oh, yeah, Tasha says it's okay. Oh. So next we see Janae and Kenny. They're talking in all the fields. Rachel says, I'm glad Leah's realistic about Miguel. This is the first relationship I feel like she's realistic about. Like, I feel like with Rob, it was like too, like, everything was like, we're together and that's it. Instead of taking the time to know each other and getting where we gotta go. And so then, it just like burnt out really quickly. And then with Connor, she just like, she was so busy, I feel like, trying to find somebody so she didn't get dumped, that it was just like odd and weird. But with Miguel, I do feel like it's the right chemistry. They're taking their time. I think that's what she needs. I do think that she needs to come out of here and go to therapy. But they're just having a good time for what they should be doing in the villa. And like I said, I actually don't hate it. I actually think it's great. Do I want them to win the show? No. But do I hope that they get to the end and it's one of the final couples? Absolutely. I just have couples that I feel like have progressed better and I would like to see them win. That's the only thing. But I like where Miguel and Leah are. I think it's realistic. I think they're having a good time. I don't hate watching them. I don't hate watching their kisses. I don't fast forward through them. That's a lot because there are definitely couples I don't want to see in here. Jaquan says that based on after San Miguel says he didn't care if they win or lose, he still wants to get to know her outside the villa. Yes, and Leah said, no, we want to win. Kate Burner says, hi, everybody. Sorry I'm late. I keep checking to see if you started and I didn't get a notification. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know what that was. Maybe YouTube is slow today. I did put a message out because I was trying to get like of course they ended with a bang and I was trying to like make sure I caught the entire thing. I didn't want to miss a thing, so started a little late. Katie Burner says Leah and Miguel are so goofy together, they're hilarious. Katie Burner also says I can't stand Leah, but Miguel makes her tolerable. I mean, that's also fair. There are parts of Leah I do think she needs to work on, but I do feel like that they are a cute couple, like in here, or a cute connection. So yes, Janae and Kenny are chatting in all the fields, and Kenny kisses her 3 times, and Janae says, wow, you give the best kisses. And Kenny says, Harrison and Sierra look really great together. And Janae says, they do complement each other, huh? And Kenny says, they are 2 very attractive people. And Janae says, just like you said in your speech that we complement each other. Kenny, well, you remember my speech. And Janae says, yeah, it was like 10 minutes long, but it was beautiful. If I could write it down and memorize it, I would. It was really sweet. I'm not even trying to get it to your head, but I don't even think there are any cons when it comes to you. And I was thinking at the fire pit, he looks shocked. He was like, oh, no cons. Now, I can absolutely see Janae coming out of here and watching that speech and memorizing it and saying it back to Tasha says, do you know that Leah has over 400K? She seems to have a large fan base, so she could win. I want Cardina or Kanai to win. Leah and Miguel are cute, but once PVG are in the final, I'm good through. Yeah, so yes, I do know that she amassed the most following in the beginning. With Leah, she does have a large following. This is the thing, though. I will say about Serena's gained about 50,000 followers in within the last week since everything happened. So she's quickly running up she's like at one something now. And so is Janae. Um, we just have to do I keep saying the same thing. If we all vote, at least for the couple that we want, that's the best thing. And on multiple devices, that's the best thing that we could do. Leah's followers are gonna vote for her. So I can't even worry about it, but we just have to do what we have to do. And there are people who use other social media platforms that like the other couples. Twitter loves Janae and Kenny and Cordell and Serena. TikTok seems to be also Janae and Kenny, Cordell and Serena. And I'm not sure about Facebook, where they stand at this point. Mary says, in the show ending in a week, where is Cassie? Well, in the preview, she's coming tomorrow. But yes, it does end next Sunday, the 21st. So Janae continues. She says, yeah, other than the fact that you're like boring, like it's fine. and Kenny says, I can't cook. Janae says, you can cook? Because I think like her, like me, I've seen him cook in the villa, so I was confused. And Kenny says, well, I can't cook without seasoning. That's a con. And Janae says, that's not a con. And Kenny says, you don't eat the food that I make you. And Janae says, I eat all your food. And Kenny says, no, you don't. Janae says, it's not a con that you can't cook without seasoning. That's just something we need to work on. So I'm assuming he's Dominican. So maybe he makes his food spicy? And she doesn't like spicy food? Possible. I will say, when I was married, my ex-husband used to make his food spicy all the time. And I would try to get him to adjust it, because like I can eat spicy, because after like 3 kids, I had the worst heartburn. And because all 3 of my kids gave me heartburn. And because they were all born with that supposed myth of, if you have horrible heartburn, your kids are born with like lots of hair. Horrible heartburn, 3 pregnancies, full heads of hair, all 3 of my children. And then he also would make spicy food for the kids, and it's like they can't tolerate it. My daughter still doesn't eat spicy food, so I mean, it is something that you need to adjust, but I don't think it's a problem either. Kenny does say in an ITM, like, me and Janae are at a point, like, every day it is just better with her. Like, when I start seeing her as like someone, like a best friend, a companion, that's when it starts getting serious. So I think we're at the serious point right now. Like, it feels nice. It feels nice to be with her. Janae says, Kane went home tonight. Oh, it's nighttime. Everybody's getting ready for bed. And Sierra says, I know it sucks to see someone go home, but I am glad Harrison picked me. I'm excited. We're going to see if he's a good color tonight. Daniela, I never had a guy who wants to listen to me. And I'm just like, I feel sad, because I feel like she thinks that Rob is just listening to her and lets her talk, because she probably talks a lot and probably gets from other guys, oh, you talk a lot, and like maybe you should calm that down or whatever. But I also think that Rob's not interested in her, and generally that's just kind of what he does. He just lets a person drone on, and he doesn't like, because all his aren't really like, I don't know if he's actually listening to her. And I feel sad that she feels like maybe he is listening to her, but when he's really just kind of ignoring her and placating her. Yeah. So Dreadful Ruby's saying it here. Like, it listening involves engaging. And he's just not really engaging with her. But this might be like the little bit that she's ever gotten of somebody doing that for her. And she doesn't understand the difference yet, which makes me kind of sad for her. Prishay agrees. Like, I do feel bad for Daniela seeing all the couples, and then there's Rob waiting on Cassie. Yeah, yeah. It's just sad. Daniela, Nicole says, me either. Isn't that sad for us, but also good for us? And I said, well, good for you because your guy listening to you. Danielle says, I agree. Nicole says, he just makes me laugh. Danielle says, I love that for you guys. You guys are really Auntie Nikki and Aunt Nikki and Aunt Kendall. And I fell out laughing when she says Aunt Nikki and Aunt Kendall because Kendall is such a bitch. So facts. Hi, Haley. Haley says, oh my God, hi, been listening in the car, just got home. Welcome home, Haley. Yeah, Case Rob just looks so disinterested in Daniela. Like, it's so sad. So Dreadful Ruby said, were Cassie and Rob into each other last season in Casa? I can't remember. So in Casa, she did talk to Rob. He also was talking to Carmen, and she was talking to, I forget the other guy's name. He decided to go full force into Carmen, and she decided to bring the other guy back to the villa. And so they had a connection there. She did say, like, kind of mention maybe something happened on the outside. It kind of felt like something happened on the outside. Oh, Prishay says Mattia. Yes, that's it. And it did kind of feel like maybe she was saying something had happened, like some sort of connection happened on the outside on After Sun. And also when they mentioned his name and KK was sitting there and that, you know, like she might go for him, KK just kind of smirked, and she's very, very close to Cassie. So I personally think, yeah, Case Bernard, the guy with the tats that was too old for her. I personally think that I think he's just been waiting for Cassie to see if there's actually something there before maybe leaving to go back to Andrea. I personally think. Oh yes, he was right. I did remember that. No, it we kept saying that the same Mattia, but I don't think it's the same Mattia. The name is the same, but I don't think it's the same guy. Jaquan says it was so hard not to skip Aaron and Kaylor episodes. I put it on 2x speed, but it's very hard. I personally feel like the producers are trying to push them. I think they want them in the finals. Because to be fair, they're the only like monoracial white couple right now. Because Rob is with Daniela and she's Latina, and yeah, Harrison's with Sierra's black. So it's kind of, I feel like they just want one white couple to be in the final, and that is why we keep getting pushed on Aaron and Kaylor, and I think it's backfiring because none of us like them. And I don't necessarily think it's all Kaylor's fault, but she does contribute to it. Like, we said it when we very, very, very first started this season that Kaylor was going to be Mackenzie 2.0. She has literally done that. The only difference is she had reason to be crying. Mackenzie had no reason to be crying. She has reason to be crying. And it's because Aaron's an asshole. So he's manipulative and he is not caring with her feelings. So when you add that to their situation, it kind of X's them out. And I think they're trying really hard to get them into the final. And I don't know if that's going to be possible, but we will see. We will definitely see. Kaylor says, wait, do you think Rob knew Cassie was coming in? I have a theory that yes, he might have. They talk, so maybe. And Jaquan says, Rob and Cassie could have figured that out on the outside. Yes, but why not figure it out and let Peacock pay you? Case Burner points out that the public hates them. Even on the app, they score low. They do. It's like 60 Aaron, 40 Kaylor, but their couple isn't popular at all. And Pache says they haven't had a white couple win in 3 seasons. They're not trying to have all the POCs in the final. Right. So I think at this point they know that ship is sailed. I do think they wanted them to win in the beginning. I do think that they realized that ship has sailed, but I don't think they want them not in the final. I think they want their audience to see a white couple in the final. I'm sorry. That's my theory and I'm sticking to it. Jaquan says on the app, 75 put 1 thumbs up for Kaylor and Aaron being. I haven't even gone in and voted tonight because I was taking notes. That's crazy. That is wild. How do you sink so far? That's crazy. Driver Ruby doesn't think that Kaylor has a reason to be crying that much though. I can see that as well because she's the one that keeps continuously going into the situation, and we're going to talk about that in a few minutes. But I do feel like her crying is contributing to their downfall as well. I don't want to just put this on Aaron. I do think her crying is contributing to her downfall. Case Bird says if they want white, they need to watch the UK. They love the melon couples and sabotage the black. Seriously, right now I'm so pissed off at them sabotaging Mimi so badly. It's so pronounced because I have a theory that she was probably the highest vote getter in that female Islander and male Islander, that they were like, oh, we can't have her win in the show, and that they've been sabotaging her since then with the conversations because she's trying to get out of this situation kind of, and they're just not. They keep sending Eilish, what do you think about this? Don't you think you should do this? And I'm just we see what you're doing. Well, some people see what you're doing. Not everybody sees what they're doing. Dreadful Felicity says, well, he banged Daniela this episode, so must not be too concerned about Cassie coming in. Yeah. Rachel says, yeah, people dislike Kaylor Aaron on the app. It's bad for them. Jeez. Jaquan says Miguel told his mother he was on a retreat. Yeah, so I heard him say that, and I'm like, so what happens when she gets the call for family? Hey, what is she gonna think this is for? But also, he lives in the UK, so maybe that's it. I'm sure she knows what Love Island is, but that is hilarious. Yeah. Wendy says she agrees with Jeffrey Ruby on this whole crazy thing with Rob. Mary says, remember when we sent Connor on a date to send Mackenzie in the fire? That's what I'm saying. Mackenzie had no reason except for we were why does she keep crying for no reason? So we're just gonna send him on a date with Lauren. Poor thing. We really did do her dirty there. Haley says, oh my God, there's a question in the app that which girl do you want to hit with a balloon, and Kaylor has the most. Even Daniela has 5%? Oh wow! Jennifer Ruiz says, "Yeah, Facebook hates Kron." So who is Facebook writing for right now? Let me know because I know they hated Serena. Um, Case Burner says, people love Mimi, even the fee. I know, that's what I'm saying. I think that she was like the highest vote getter and they're sabotaging her. They really are. I really feel like that because like I saw on Facebook, they all loved her. And then even today, people were like, oh, she's not a girl's girl. She's trying to steal. Like they were having sympathy for Jessica. It was weird. It was weird energy. Wendy says, I don't want Mimi back with Ayo. I don't either, but I just don't know what we're supposed to do if the producers are literally manipulating things to make that a case. And Case Burner agrees, and neither do I, but look at what Josh does tomorrow. It may even happen. It may happen. I'm so pissed off about it, but we'll talk about UK another time. Jaquan says on his IG, he be in Cali a lot. I'm not sure if it's for work or not, but in the UK and Cali, the main places he beats. Okay, so I mean that sounds kind of like, I know he had like a podcast and stuff. People were saying that's kind of what it sounds like some of the other UK people who was like on Love Island games and stuff. They to split time between the UK and Cali. Leah lives in Cali, so maybe they'll be fine. They don't seem to be worried about it either, so there's that. Prashay says Reddit hates them, and they love their whites. Damn. I won't even go on Reddit. I found out that my press releases are all over Reddit, but I stopped going on there because like I couldn't take Bachelor Nation Reddit, I could not take Love Island Reddit, I could not take Big Brother Reddit. Like they're all just like very either white presenting or discriminatory. So you'll have to look at After Sun. I don't want to ruin it for anybody or wait till tomorrow. It'll probably be in my press release. Hopefully you're following me on Instagram. The other thing too is I wanted to put out a PSA. Somebody like tried to make a fake version of my press releases. This and put it out today on Twitter and made up like a whole Wattpad of mess about Mimi and Ayo. And I just please encourage your friends to please just follow me, because I think what happened is people rip my press release, which I don't care, and then they share it around and people like go and see it, and that's where they see it. And so then today I saw a bunch of people like, oh my god, she's gonna do that, or oh my god, Aya's gonna do that, and then people are like, it's fake. My press releases always have my let me put it at the top. If you look at the top of my thing, my brand at the top watermarked in the press release. So like encourage your people just to follow me on all social media. And I'm trying to just post them everywhere, but I thought it was absolutely crazy. Haley says, yeah, I saw your press release on Reddit and you're not. Yeah, I don't go on. Right, so I don't post them. I know people take them and then post them, which I don't mind. I don't want people to. That's why I watermark it, because I've actually had people DM me. First of all, I have people DM me to like, oh, when are you going to post it? When I get them, I post them as soon as I do get them. Sometimes I get them really early, like 6 a.m. in the morning. Sometimes I get them very late, like right before they put out the first look. I have no control over that. Then sometimes I get DMs like, oh, can you change the font, or can you change the background? Oh, can you remove the watermark? And there's a reason why I watermark it, is so that people know it's for me rather than a fake one. So, just spread the word. Yeah, weird. Mary says the producers don't understand that we want the Amber storyline, not the Millie storyline. This is the thing. We're still in the Amber side of the storyline, because Amber did like kind of mull over thing for a week before she just like dumped Michael for Greg. My problem is they keep getting these people to encourage her to do the opposite of what she's thinking in her head, and it's just odd. So the only thing I can think of is that they're sabotaging her. So back to this. Love Island USA. So Aaron, and we do see nighttime Aaron and Kaylor are showering together. And Cordell falls asleep with like a tooth flosser in his mouth, sitting up, and somebody comes and messes like, no way is he sleeping, but he was sleeping. And Nicole and Kendall fight over a pillow. It just feels like so many of them are now kind of like just domesticated. Everybody kisses and makes out except for like Cordell and Serena. It did look like Cordell was sleeping, and then we see in the next morning, Cordell makes Serena some tea in bed. So I don't know if Serena wasn't feeling well. And then we see Harrison, Sierra, like, calls over to the balcony to him, and he asks her, what does she want for breakfast? And she does tell him what she wants, and she's just appreciative of him making breakfast. So we do see someone asks Janae how Janae is doing, and she says, I'm good with Kenny. And they make fun of how she says his name, which I think is cute. Rachel agrees with me here that she thinks that, yes, Serena wasn't feeling well today. Yeah, it gave that. Like, I noticed that we didn't see them for the rest of the night. Like, they showed every other couple, but we really did not see Serena and Cordell for the rest of the night. And then, she was still laying in bed, and he, made her tea and brought it up to her in bed. So, and then he, we saw him later, like, with when Kenny and Janae were going to Soul Ties. He was holding her hand and walking with her to the other side of the villa. So, yeah. Rachel says, I think that's part of the reason Cordell looked so pissed when Harrison and Sierra kept targeting her. He did look upset. He looked like he was fighting, not saying something, to be fair. Wendy says, I don't want to see another avocado toast. But you know what? I feel like that age group, that is what, like, it's so simple and just easy for them. I can't do it like that every day. Like, I have avocado toast once in a blue moon, and I will tell you, people, I love avocado. I can eat avocado every day. I cannot eat avocado toast every day. And I'll eat eggs every day. I cannot eat avocado toast every day. I've had like a California scramble, which has like tomatoes and eggs and avocado. I don't know how they can eat avocado toast every day. I don't get it. But that age group, that seems to be, I don't know if it's because it's just easy, but they all seem to like it. I think, yeah, no. Haley agrees. Like, avocado toast really is a Gen Z special. It really is. It's like, odd. It's like, what happened that you guys all like just started? Was there a big avocado push or something? Like, I don't know. So yeah, so we do see she goes down and she meets Janae goes down and she meets Kenny, and she says, let's go up to Soul Ties. Mary says, I am Mexican. I don't eat this much avocado in no room. Right? It is expensive, but in the US too. It's crazy too. Haley says, I don't think a lot of people growing up learn to cook things and it's effortless. Yeah, that's what I think it is. I think it's like literally you just cut up some avocado, scramble some eggs, make toast. It's just so simple. And then I think sometimes they'll put like a little seasoning on it. I don't even know if they season it. Like, that's it. Wendy says they would love me because I'm pancakes and bacon and turkey bacon over here and eggs occasional, but I'm old, so there's yeah. I used to love pancakes. I love turkey bacon. I love a turkey bacon grilled cheese. It's so good. And I love eggs. I'll eat eggs just about every day. Like sometimes twice a day I have to stop myself because like it's the easiest. I can't handle carbs so much, so that's why like with toast, I'm not a big toast person. But even when I eat toast, even when I put toast, like I'll put um goat cheese and fruits and like microgreens on it, or I'll like, which I think is easy, or like I'll have raisin toast and put butter, and that's it. Or like very very simple toast, but you can kick it up a notch. So yeah, I don't know. Yes, I love French toast. That I can eat instead of pancakes because it has the eggs. Case Burner says, remember how popular Bergie was because he used to make great breakfast pancakes, right? That so like now we see it's like, you know, all these people are younger and they don't seem to be like the one time Dave remember made Cordell pancakes. He was just like, ooh. Mary says, at a certain age, you're just happy you can eat anything. Okay, Mary. Okay. Same. TJ says same thing I say. Good old eggs and bacon or eggs and sausage, and I'm good. Mary says, I am from the South, so we laugh at avocado toast. Oh my God. Jay Quad says, I think they kept him around just for his chocolate. Seriously, I think he made it to the finals because of that. So we do see that Janae says, come lay down. Come, darling. See, she said darling. I like darling. You and Cordell are really close, huh? And I was like, ooh, she plotting. We're all plotting with you, Janae. He's like, yep. And we've noticed that. So I don't know if any of you have noticed it, but the last few episodes since Serena and Cordell have gotten back together and Kenny and Janae have gotten back together, I really feel like Cordell has separated himself a lot from Kendall. And I do feel like I can see that he and Kenny have really grown, like a really lovely bromance, a really lovely friendship, supportive of each other. Even though they might not have been in the same place in their relationship, they are dating really close friends. So that makes sense. But also, they're also the youngest two, I think, in the villa, right? So, yeah. Rachel says, I thought Cordell lived in LA. I didn't know he and Serena were also long distance. So Cordell apparently lives in Dallas and Serena lives in LA. But Cordell wants to be an actor, remember, and he models. So I don't actually think they'll end up being long distance for long if they come out the villa and be together. So I don't think it's that big of an issue, which is what he was saying. Like, if you want me to, I could just change my flight. And I'm sure he knows other people in LA. I could just change my flight and move it and just come with you to LA. His brother, I know, because I was asking somebody, they said that because I thought his brother also lived in LA because I swore he played for the Raiders. Which is about, I listen, I don't know much about football. Sometimes I know where people play and who they play for and therefore where they live, but I don't always know teams and all that stuff. And I don't follow football that much. But somebody told me, no, he plays for the Dolphins now. So he's out in Miami. But he says, do you think Serena could have treated Coy the same way she treated Cordell at first? I don't know. I don't think she wanted Coy at that point. So I'm not sure. But I don't know because I don't know what the dynamic would have been romantically between her and Coy because they didn't have a romantic dynamic, I would say. Nobody on this chat cares about football, don't worry. Wendy, I think she's just a slow burner, but I don't think she would have never had a relationship she had with Cordell. That's what I'm saying. Like, she is a slow burner. I just don't like their relationship dynamic was different. Like, she didn't have any romantic interest in him. So she was just like, she would like, they would have conversations and it was about him and Janae, or their, like the villa, or her and Cordell. I don't. So it's like a different. I think it's a different beginning than what it would be, what her and Cordell have, where they had a spark that she could actually see something, and it made her scared. See, I told you, I never know. I try. Okay, so Jaquan says OBJ played for the Ravens and he never played for the Raiders. Okay, I listen, I got it wrong. I tried. Rachel says, I don't think it would have worked, Serena and Coy. Serena is chatty and Coy just sits there like a rock. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I'm saying. I'm not really sure, because the conversations we did see, he wasn't even talking, because he says he was interested in her, but I didn't see him asking her any questions. He was asking her about Janae. He was talking to her about Janae. So I don't know what their relationship with dynamic was in order to say, hey, maybe they could have worked, because I saw a spark with them. And Wendy does care about football. So DC4L. I don't know what that means. Sure. Haley says, I don't think Coy would have been a match, period. He was a poor communicator. There's also that. So we do see that Janae says, you know what that means? And Kenny says, double dates. And Janae laughs and she says, you said it, I did it. And she's like, wouldn't that be cute? And Kenny says, yeah, you and your homegirl Serena and me and Cordy. Which I do think is super cute. Jaquan says Coy had 3 girls he could have chose from. He ended up with. That's what I'm saying. And Rachel's also pointing out something here that I truly believe that he would have dropped anybody. Like, if Janae had chose Coy, I really truly believe he would have dropped her for Nicole. I truly believe that. And I don't see Nicole picking Kendall over him. I just don't see it. I could be wrong, but I just don't see it. So either way, Janae and Serena would have been, I feel like, dropped for Nicole keeping Coy. Just my opinion, based on what I observed. And Janae says, you know what? I want our first date to be on the outside world. And she says, a carnival like the Dallas State Fair. And so now we found out, I did not realize that he lives in Dallas. Didn't realize Kenny lived in Dallas. And Kenny says, I think you would look good in cowboy boots and a cowboy hat. And Janae says, I've never worn cowboy boots or a cowboy hat. Isn't that crazy? Kenny says, well, we'll go to the rodeo. Have you ever been? And Janae says, to the rodeo? No. And Kenny says, no, well, I've never seen anything like it until I moved to Dallas. And I was like, ooh, I like this. And Janae says, I could see you in like a cowboy boots and a cowboy hat. And to be fair, when he started saying it, I said, you know what? I could see him in it too. He says, yeah, with my cowboy hat and my belt buckle. I was like, oh, I can like picture the entire look. And Janae says, do you really? He said, yeah, I still need to learn to line dance, but we'll learn together. And Janae says, I got you. I want to spend as much time with you as possible. Like, while we don't have to worry about work. And he says, and yeah, we don't have to worry about a routine. And Janae says, yeah, we could just concentrate on each other. So Janae says, Kenny says, you're my favorite. No, Janae says, you're my favorite out of all the guys I've been coupled up with, but you also my favorite human in the villa. He's like, and she's like, don't tell Serena, don't tell Leah, please. I will never hear. handle it from them. And, and Kenny's like, that's cute. You're cute. And she's like, I try. And he grabs her and they do couple up. And she just say ITMs like, I feel so good, like so blessed. I had an idea of what my person in Love Island would be. And Kenny is like 10 times better than I ever imagined. And the fact that we've made it to this point where we are already having plans on the outside, I can finally just like relax, know he's not going anywhere. And I can finally just like enjoy being happy with him. And to be fair, if you listen to her intro package, she absolutely, Kenny is the person that she asked for. Just like Cordell and Serena asked for each other. Jaquan says, out of all the bombshells so far, who do you think was the best out of the guys? I think it was Miguel for the girls. It would be Nicole or Sierra for the guys, I guess you're saying. Haley agrees. Like, it would be kind of cute to see. I think so too. Kanisha says, as a fourth worth girl myself, there are too many Texas men on this season, and Kendall is a perfect representation of men in Fort Worth, unfortunately. Yeah, so apparently Kendall had a girlfriend that he dumped when he came into the villa, supposedly, which is crazy. I wonder how he's going to handle that with Nicole. Also, Nicole lives in Miami, so I wonder how they're going to do. They're not really. I noticed that in their conversation, they really didn't talk about distance and what they're going to do when they get on the outside. They're just like, oh, I'm not leaving here with you, which, I mean, that makes sense. You guys are closed off. You don't intend on getting to know anybody else, but do you actually have plans to do anything on the outside with each other? I'm not hearing that. So Janae says, do you think your mom would like me? And Kenny's like, mm-hmm. And Janae says, because you guys are really close. And Kenny says, you're a sweetie. And Janae says, but do you think I've been respectful of her? And Kenny laughs. Like, the laugh was hilarious because it was just like, he's just like, oh my God, is that what you're thinking? And Janae says, yeah, well, look at it. It's not just about you. It's also about her, because I know like you guys are close. And Kenny says, yeah, I think she'll be fine. And Janae says, really? And Kenny says, who doesn't like you? And to be fair, we haven't heard anybody who doesn't like Janae except for Connor. And so, to me, that sounds like a bad trait on Connor, personally. And Janae says, that's what I said. What? Not the Casa people on live airing Kaylor out? What do you mean? Appreciate you have to tell me what you mean. Case Verda says, no worries, Kendall and Nicole will break up before they board their planes. Oh my God. Especially if they don't win. Mary, what is Kendall's deal? Because he is not Johnny Minnebrook looks or sex appeal. We will not remember him after the season. Oh, they are IG Live. Holy shit. Okay. I don't know. They've been messy boots for a bit now. I'ma just listen. They thought that season 3 was messy. I think this cast, we are going to need a reunion. This cast is messy. Messy. I feel like we need a reunion. Jaquan says, off topic, Marco and Hannah looking for condos. I personally think it would be dope to see a couple from America get married in the UK. I think they take it more seriously. Okay, cool. They're saying Kaylor kissed one of the guys outside a challenge. Fuck! Are you serious? Them Casa girls are salty. Wait, is it the girls or is it like the guys too? And which guy did she kiss outside of a challenge? And when? Holy shit. All right, let's finish up. Let's recap. Uh, oh my God. Listen, all right. Jalen, the one that she didn't allow her to kiss. Was he tried to kiss her in soul ties, right? That's the one that tried to kiss her in soul ties. Ooh. Guys, messy. I'm telling you, I think this cast is about to be messy as fuck coming out. I swear to God. Haley says, why would they do that? Not they not show that. What? It's the Casa guys and Andrea. All of them are jobless. Holy fuck. Crochet says he said that's why he tried to kiss her again because they kissed before. Case Burner says, oh, the producers are bogus. Holy crap. Alrighty then. She did say she didn't want to be tied down. Listen, I would have rather known that Kaylor than the Kaylor we see now. But yeah, it's obvious she's trying to win. I think she's trying to win. Then, oh, this is Rachel. I agree. This is about to be so messy, especially if they did do what they did in season 3 with those messy reunions. We need a reunion that's an official reunion. I don't need the reunion that they did with season 3. I don't ever want to go through what we went through with season 3 again. That's just wild. Yeah, listen, this is crazy. Jaquan says Kaylor did all that crying because she felt guilty. Kaylor did all that crying because she thinks it's going to help her win. Okay. So Kenny says that you're a great overall human, big heart. Janae says, thank you, Kenny. Kenny says, with a lot to say, not afraid to say it. Janae says, my mom would really like you. So we do see Harrison had put together breakfast on the dock for Sierra. And they talk about piercings. Apparently he pierced his own ear, one ear. And then she pierced her nipples and offered to do that for him. But he says she could braid his hair, but she can't pierce his nipples. And that is about as much as we got from Harrison and Sierra. Wow. This is season 3 really burned the show, isn't it? Yeah, that's crazy. This is crazy. Kaylor's is we see now is pathetic. We need but I need to know the makeup finishing spray she uses. Those that what eyeliner she uses because it does not move. The only thing that moved was her eyelashes, and she took those because her eyes got so puffy. Rachel says I still have nightmares from those season 3 reunion trips. It was bad. It was bad. I just prayed every day. I prayed. That's what I told you guys. Like, I'm not going to police them on who they're friends with and who they stay friends with. I learned my lesson from season 3. They have to learn who and who not to be friends with. I do feel like, and I don't know if anybody else has noticed it, I do feel like Cordell has separated himself from Kendall after the way Kendall is was acting. I do feel like that when they watch it back a little bit, I do feel like they will separate themselves from Kendall. But I feel like Cordell and Serena both have a good head on their shoulders. But that shit, I could not handle it. It was just watching people do the stuff that they were doing, especially to Cash, was I felt sad for the girl. Wendy says, yes, season 3 is Cash and Cinco. Yep. Case Verna says, so messy. Season 3 was a hot mess. I loved it. I loved the season. I told somebody today, the other day, that, season 3 was so good because somebody was like, don't watch season 3. And I said, no, watch season 3. It was so good. It literally was like watching this season, and then you get to this week and everything started like just all the dominoes started falling. Just like people started dropping like 5s, people started getting kicked out. It was just like it was all the people we wanted in the end ended up going home for some reason, and we just did not get to see the ending that we wanted to. I'm grateful that we're probably won't have to deal with that with this season. So they'll finish off a lot stronger, hopefully. But yeah, it was just a hot mess. It was a hot mess. Um, Wendy says, well, what reunion trips and what happened? It's just too much to her account. I will be fair. If you go on my YouTube, I have some of their lives and I have content from their lives still on my YouTube. I also, on my IG, I have reels from some of the reunion parties that I personally went to in on my IG. So if you want to see some of the content, head over there. There's, take a look. But yeah, it was drama. It was drama. It was like watching a train wreck from far or close. If you were, there were sometimes I was watching it from close. Yeah. Rachel says she agrees. Like, I want Serena and Cordell to stay far away from Kendall and Daya. They don't need to follow that girl back. Yeah. And Jeffrey Ruby says Cordell knows every single thing Kendall said about the woman he's falling for, and I can see how it would make him uncomfortable now and make him not like Kendall anymore, or even or even just not like being knowing that somebody doesn't have your best interests at heart. You don't want that energy around you at all, like at all. So if you go on my page, I have like I have at the top, I have like what do you call it, a highlight of some of my stories and it says Love Island USA events. Oh, sorry. This is for Wendy. And then if you go on my reels, I have, if you hit, there's a button that says at the top, it says series. I saved, it says $5 Love Island USA, and then all of the reels that I made of them are there. So there's that. And then, like I said, on my YouTube channel, I also have, if you go in videos, there are also lives that I saved and uploaded here. Happy watching. And I used to make edits. I'm trying right now to create an edit for Cordell and Serena. I haven't made edits since Taylor and Joseph from Big Brother. So it's taking me a while to get the edit the way I want it, but working on it. Okay, back to this. And Joyful Ruby says, yeah, Kendall was clearly dead wrong about Serena's feelings for Gael, and he filled his head with so much shit and encouraged something that almost ended things for them. No use for Kendall. Yes, I also said the other night, I truly believe the way that things lined up, I believe that Kendall and some of the guys told, and Daya told, because the way Daya was saying it was that she swore, what did she say? She said it on live, I think. She swore that Serena, she said it on After Sun. She swore that Serena was going to be coupled up with someone. And I was like, why would nobody here thought that Serena was going to be coupled up with anybody. Nobody thought that. Serena did not want anybody. So I'm not sure where she got that from, but that's what she was saying, that she thought that Serena would have brought somebody back. We all know Serena wasn't bringing anybody back. But I think between Daya and Kendall, they both told Cordell that Serena did not like him, that she just was with him to use him, and that she was probably gonna like you dump him at some point or find somebody else. Like, I think they filled his head with a lot of things. I do believe that. Based on the way that he first reacted. I think I mentioned this. Like, he first kind of was like, "Oh, this is about her ego. That's why she's upset." Because I think that he was getting that from Kendall, and it wasn't until the doc incident, um, when she came and confronted him about being fucked up, that he realized, "Oh wait, no, she likes me. She really is upset with me," because she wasn't reacting before. She wasn't reacting at all. So, just my observation. Jaquan says, yeah, season 3 was hard to watch after Shannon and Josh left. And then for me, there were no couples I liked. Olivia and Corey basically won as a friendship couple, pretty much. And the only reason why they even got the views that they got is because Cash told everybody to keep watching because they were real. She believed in them. It was sad. Tasha says, do you know some people are still saying, I said this on Saturday. So if you watched my live on Saturday, it was about 4 hours because I was catching up on all 3 episodes. And I was trying to tell this to people. There are still people who think that Serena does not like Cordell. There are still people who think she's manipulating him. There are still people who think that she's using him. And I'm over it. So I'm not going to sit here and, people keep trying to twist her words and saying that like she's twisting the story now, and I just don't feel like that's the case. I feel like Serena is the realest person in that villa. She does not give a damn about what anybody thinks about her. I mean, ultimately, she wants Cordell to like her, and she doesn't want his friends to be feeding himself, but she doesn't care if Cordell's famous or not famous or whatever. But she wants the people that he cares about to like her because she likes him. It's just so weird that these people still think this. It's so odd. Denise says, yeah, it was all Kendall being messy. I agree. And Wendy says, I do believe if Serena hadn't twisted on Cordell, he would have never let it got to that point. I agree. But I think it like just that miscommunication just spun them both. At that point, I think it also started in the morning because she asked where were they at, and he said, oh, we're still open. And you could literally see her face and her body just like fall. Like it was just so like you could just see it like that's not what she wanted. And then I think that's why she did what she did in the evening, because she was like, well, he wants to still get to know people. He doesn't want to be closed off. I don't want to force him because he hasn't had anybody come in for him. She wanted him to be able to have that, which I understand. But I truly believe if he had said, I want to close things off, she would have agreed. And I don't think that we would have gotten this. But I do think that they needed it, because I think it's going to make them better in the end, whether they stay together or not. I think in the long term, they both needed to learn how to do what they're doing. Wendy's speaking on diet. Oh, what were you saying? Okay. Mary says, I do feel Ariel was a good host, but I prefer Ariana. Yeah, I mean, I love Ariel. Right now, Ariana is pretty much on par with Ariana, with Ariel, and she might surpass her. I can see that. She's a great host. I will give that to her. I will give her 10s on that. She's doing an amazing job. She looks fantastic. She has the combination that Ariel, I felt, brought to the show, seasons 1, 2, and 3, that I don't feel like Sarah gave like pieces of it, but not everything. And I did say, to be fair to Sarah, because I do feel like what I loved about Ariel and Matthew was that they both loved and cared about the Islanders. They watched the show. They knew their stories. They were close to them even after the show. And I didn't get that with Sarah. I feel like Sarah came, did her job, and left. But I will be fair to Sarah that she was planning her wedding. And so maybe she just did not have the capacity, or maybe it's not in her personality. Maybe this was just a job for her. But for Ariana, you could tell that, this was her favorite show. She has been a long time fan of the show. And so she is watching it as much as a viewer as we are. And she just now knows the behind the scenes, but she cares about these people. So I love that. I love that in a host. I love that in a host because I do feel like it brings you a better hosting ability. Like even watching Big Brother, my critique with Julie Chen would be that I feel like she doesn't watch the show anymore. She just gets notes and she doesn't really know what's going on. And so she gives misinformation about people. And you do not really see that she actually got to know the people that were on the show. Mind you, because she doesn't watch the live feed. She might watch the edited program and get notes or whatever. Mind you, I think she did watch the show a lot more in the beginning. And I do feel like once they come off the show, she does keep tabs on them to know what they're doing. So it's kind of like a mixed bag. I don't know. They've all had nearly all glowing things to say about her. I just feel like if you are a host of a show, I feel like you should watch the show and you should get to know the contestants and you should care. You should care. Case Burner agrees. Ariana is a surprisingly good host. She watches and she's really into the show. And I also think that Ariana is sick of Aaron and Kaylor. Yeah, I think a lot of people were surprised because she said her favorite two couples on the Bella twins. Are they still called the Bella twins? I might be saying it wrong. I think they use the Garcia twins. The Garcia twins. That their podcast that they do. That her favorite couple were Cordell and Serena and Jana and Kenny. And so she's seeing what we see. And she knows a little more behind the scenes. So Joy for Ruby says, I love knowing that Ariana is truly invested in the show and she isn't just doing a hosting job. Girl is living her dream right now. Yeah, I agree. I absolutely agree. Jaquan says, Cordell and Serena have had the best journey. They built a friendship and a foundation. I liked how he was kissed Nicole. She felt kind of jealous, all that stuff. They got past to where they are at now, and it's amazing. I agree. It's amazing. Case Burnett, I agree with you. Julie is horrible, and they need to replace her with Taylor Hale because Taylor would be a great host of BB. I agree. I love her, and I think she's an amazing entertainment host, and she would be a perfect Big Brother host. And if Julie Chen won't retire yet, they need to just give her the round table until and kick Dr. Will off until they yeah. Yep. And Jaquan says she likes more integrated. I'm not the biggest fan of more, but After Sun, After Sun has always been a hit or miss, even in the UK for me. I love it now with Maya Jama. I think she does a really good job of actually putting things out on the table. I think Mara does a fine job here. The panel, sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad. Mary thinks that Arissa should get the gig, but I would be fine with Taylor. Yeah, I feel like Taylor's got next. Sorry. I like Arissa too, though. I love them both. But if I'm going to have a preference, give the gig to the former player. Just me. Okay. Now, so we go to Cordell and Serena cuddling and kissing on the balcony. And Cordell says, I don't ever think I told you that I like it when we talk about outside shit. And we know that they've had conversations that we have obviously not gotten to see. Because they exchanged rings. We did not see that. They had conversations about how to move in the future. We did not see. So they might have talked about outside things, but now it's on camera. Cordell says, I don't think I ever told you. I'm sorry. I don't know. I just like when we're chatting because that's like I know it's getting close to that time. I can feel it in my nuggets. And he and Serena just break out laughing. So Cordell says, it's just good hearing that we'll be able to talk about these types of things. And Cordell says, well, once we leave Fiji, it'll be LA. And I changed my flight, and then I can come kick it with you for a bit if you want. And Serena says, yeah. My parents are going to be there, though, when I touch down. And Cordell says, in LA? And Serena says, yeah. Well, my mom and my sister and my niece. Cordell says, I wonder if we'll be on the same flight so I can meet them in person. And Serena says, I mean, you're literally going to meet them very soon, hopefully. So here we hear, like, you know, her plan is, even if they're not on the same flight, whenever he comes to LA, he's meeting her parents. So Denise says Serena seemed a little hesitant when Cordell mentioned flight changes. I don't think she was hesitant. I think she just wanted him to know that if he changes his flight and they're like on the same flight, he's meeting her parents. And Wendy agrees, like, that's what I want to see, their exchange of rings. I will rue the day the producers did not somehow catch that, unless they did that on an off day. But I know they're not allowed to talk to each other on their off days. So, so we do see Cordell say, I wonder, your pops, is he gonna be like, yeah, you fucked up, buddy? And he's got a country accent, doesn't he? I feel like he do. And Serena says, not really. He's just like a black church dad accent. And so Cordell, like, he's like, is his voice deep as hell? And Serena's like, yeah, and loud as fuck. And Kendall, Cordell's like, see, son, now, son, where you went wrong is. And Serena says, no, like, you're laughing, but that's literally him. And they're both laughing. I thought this was so cool that he, like, literally changed his voice to like a Martin Luther King kind of voice. And he literally captured what she's saying her dad is. And so Cordell says, I know, that's why I'm laughing. I grew up in church and shit, so I know. Serena ITMs, it's a little nerve-wracking because, like, things are going to be so different. Like, right now we're in our little cute bubble, and then when we go outside, it's a scary, scary place. But I think we're good. Okay, so this is my thinking with what Serena's saying. I don't think her issue is her and Cordell. I think his issue is us. Because if you watch movie night, you hear her say to Daya, that, because I think Daya told her the clips that she watched of her and Cordell was the reason why she thought that Serena and him didn't have much, and that they were really bad. And that's what she said to her during movie night. Like, well, you said my clips were really bad, so maybe this is worse. So I think and then with the tweet, remember the tweet challenge, where the tweet was like, oh, that she dropped him a bunch of times and he's not allowed to explore, and she doesn't deserve him, or whatever it said. And even Cordell was like, but that's not true. That's not what happened. That's not even what happened. So I don't think her issue is with Cordell, like, coming to her, coming to hang out with her, coming to stay with her, them spending time together. I do think maybe she wonders, well, maybe, like, will his family accept her? But I think she is concerned about the public because she does not know what we got to see. and we know she's a fan of the show. She knows that people, come on and say, well, that's not what happened, blah 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 blah. So I think that's her concern, personally. And Wendy says, yeah, I need to have some unseen episodes. Yeah, I so too. Um, Mary says Serena is a Virgo. We don't like things like that. Don't do on the fly. We like to plan stuff out. Heck, the stuff I plan isn't with a year of anticipation. To be fair, I'm a Taurus and I do the same thing. I actually had to stop because I used to plan things out 5 years in advance, vacations, all sorts of stuff. And things would happen, and learning to adjust, I just learned to pull that back. So I don't like plan things that far out anymore. Rachel says that someone on Reddit thinks that the ring exchange happened after the sticker twist dance challenge, which would make sense. I think that's when Serena basically was like, he's my person. I really do feel like that. I feel like if Cordell had said to her, I want to close things off then, she would have been down for it, because I do believe that that's when she realized, like, yeah, no, I don't want anybody else. I've just been scared. The only person I want is Cordell. She just was scared to, tell him what she wanted at the moment, because he didn't really get a chance to explore. So Cordell says, I just wondering what it's going to be like for you to meet my peoples. And Serena says, are you worried? And Cordell says, a little bit. And they laugh. She's like, what? And he's like, well, if I'm being honest. And Serena's like, really? And Cordell says, I really, really feel like my sisters are going to fuck with you. And Serena's like, well, I hope so. And I do appreciate him calming her nerves on that, because, you can get anxiety about that. And as Rachel says here, I'm glad he thinks that her sisters will like her, because, that's a big deal. That's definitely a big deal. I've been married before. My ex-husband has 3 sisters, 2 older, 1 younger. And, it's a big deal when you have those dynamics in a family, and you want them to like you because they are important to the person that is important to you. So when he says Cordell's a cutie pie, he is. He is. Yeah. So we do see that Aaron and Rob are talking. They talk about his dinner thing. He's gonna pop the question. Wendy, I don't know, because tomorrow's gonna be the dumping, the rest of the hideaway, and I think the heart rate challenge. Tuesday, I don't think there's an episode on Wednesday. They haven't announced that they didn't send me anything saying there was gonna be an episode on Wednesday. So there's only an episode on Tuesday, an episode on Thursday, and an episode on Friday. I don't know when family calls are. They still got to dump one more they have to dump. There's 7 couples right now. They have to dump more couples. They have to do final dates, and then they have to do the finale, which is Sunday. I don't know what they're doing. I can't see us getting Snog, Marry, Pie. Obviously not the baby challenge. Yeah, this is crazy. Mary's saying that they need to dump 3 couples. 3 couples. Crazy. So yes, Aaron, he's excited. He wants to pop the question. Girlfriend and boyfriend. He's been planning this for the last week, we remember. I agree, Wendy. We need another week. All right. I don't know why they bring Cassie in. I don't know why they brought in Harrison. They could have dumped all those people. Tito feels like there's at least 3 people getting dumped tomorrow. Gotta be. But even still, like, Cassie gets dumped for otherwise. Like, well, the heart rate challenge will be tomorrow because I thought it was tonight, but Ariana said on After Sun it's gonna be the during the dumping. So, whoo. Dreadful Ruby says, at least we're getting Snug Mary Pie in UK. True. So we do see that Aaron says he's nervous, but she better say yes. It's like, you're not helping your case here, Aaron. Kaylor does say that she's nervous about things on the inside. She's outside. She's going to introduce him to her family, but they're not boyfriend and girlfriend. So, and Daniela says, but it's not the end. There's still time. And Kaylor says, I don't know if I want that in here. Would rather give it time on the outside. And I'm like, Kaylor, why do you say these things and then you're just gonna like go back on it? What's the point? What's the point in saying it and then go back on it? Hi, Pate. Yes, there is a new episode out. Wendy says, I thought they did the heart rate challenge already, but it was UK. UK did it already. All I know is we better get a Wednesday episode. There needs to be an episode for the next every day for the next. There can't be an off day. I don't understand how they think this is gonna work. Yeah. Oh, you're confusing the pajama party. Yes, you are. Okay. So Kaylor says that, and then Leah gets a text. It's a summer sports day, which they are doing in honor of the Summer Olympics, which is why we're getting 2 Love Islands at the same time this year, because at the end of July, the Summer Olympics will begin. So Leah says, it's Summer Sports Day, hashtag in it to win it, hashtag finish first. So we do get a set of teams. It's a gold team and a pink team. We get Serena and Cordell, Leah and Miguel, and Aaron and Kaylor on the gold team. And then we get Jana and Kenny, Nicole and Kendall, Daniela and Rob, Sierra and Harrison on the pink team. So it's obviously an uneven amount on the teams, but again, because they should have dumped an extra couple. But whatever. So, and yes, it is inspired by the Olympics. So the first competition was Hold Your Horses, which is a hobby horse relay, and the first place was 50 points and the second place was 30 points, and it's basically a Cordell and Serena versus Kenny and Janae. Kenny was like to the horse, be the horse. And today was so cute. I love them too. They were absolutely hilarious in the little videos that they were doing and taking of them before they started. They did really good, but Cordell came and he was just hopping over the fences like it was nothing. And then Serena came, and come to find out, Serena's a track star and she was a cheerleader. So she was basically hurdling them shits. They did so good. So it was like whoever came in the fastest time and kissed each other at the end. Oh my God. Yes. Serena and Cordell absolutely killed that challenge. They did such a good job. And they win first place. And they were in the confessional and they had their little horses kissing. It was so cute. The entire thing was cute. Janae and Kenny were cute. They were cute. I loved the entire thing, to be fair. Next is Splash Dash, which is, it was like a relay splashing, like run across the pool thing, and it was Rob and Daniela versus Aaron and Kaylor. Daniela did it, and she did a pretty good job. Aaron did it. He did. Rob did it. He did an okay job. Aaron did it. He did a pretty good job. Kaylor did it. She did a really good job. And Danielle said, "Well, I did it really good, and I look good doing it." And Serena said, "It was not about looking good doing it. It was about going fast." And so yeah, she she missed the point of this. Jaquan, she's a runner, she's a track star. That she did so good. So good. Um yeah, so here we see Aaron and Kaylor win. So that puts the gold team up in points. So the next was shot put of love, and it was basically like a water balloon target thing. And so it is Harrison and Sierra, and somehow they ended up against Serena and Leah. And I feel like they were trying to give an advantage to the pink team here somehow, because it's two girls against a guy and a girl. I don't know. I just feel like it should have been a guy and a girl. It didn't have to be the couples. It was just a guy and a girl. I don't know. But yes, so we do see that Harrison did target Serena a few times in this one, and she gets upset. She got pissed off. Who was saying it? That Cordell, yes, Tito said Cordell wanted to kick Harrison behind for targeting Serena. They were the cutest thing ever. They were. They were. He looked pissed, like, why do you keep doing that? And I do think she was sick, so I don't think that was making him any more conducive to wanting him to, be allowed to do that to her. So yeah. And Wendy says Serena looked good doing her jumps. She did look really good. Jaquan says the gold team let Rob. I don't care what no one says. Yeah, I think it was definitely a scheme that Todd set up. Jaquan says if Serena's spot had most points, whoever was on the other side should have been the same game. It didn't make sense. Yeah, it was odd. So we do see that Serena and Leah did try to catch up in points, but Harrison beat them out in the shot put, and he kept targeting for double points Serena. And yeah, I agree. The producer set Serena up on that shot put, because I'm sure they told them, you go here, you go here, you go here. You know what I mean? Like, they didn't pick those spots on their own. So at this point, gold does have more points, so they do get a 5-second advantage. And so the next one is Romance Regalia, and Miguel and Leah versus Kendall and Nicole. And that was a complete shit show. Miguel and Leah they missed the torch thing. They went the wrong way, and it really, Nicole and Kendall, who are very competitive, absolutely took that, and Pink does win. And so they get ready for the evening. And again, like, they're asking Janae how she is, and Janae says she's a happy girl. And Rob and Aaron go to like get ready for Kaylor's surprise. And Aaron says, how are you feeling about Daniela? And Rob says, I'm not sure about the outside. We are very different places in life. And he does admit that he thinks that Daniela probably likes him more than he likes her. No shit, Sherlock. Aaron does ITM. He's nervous about asking Kaylor to be boyfriend and girlfriend. And Kenny is saying to the boys that he's going to ask Janae to close things off in here. And Cordell says, well, when it happens, welcome to the club. And I do love this friendship that they've built. I do like them together. He seems very supportive of him. We do see Aaron saying today is going to be the day I do it to the guys, and the guys are excited. So he does take Kaylor upstairs. They put out a couple of loungers with a few flowers, and then Rob comes upstairs and delivers dinner. It was like a pesto pasta that he made. Kaylor says this was the best first date. He did put together a little poem where at the end of the poem, he asked Kaylor to be his girlfriend. Kaylor then, regardless of what she said earlier, she of course said yes here. He does say, I love you a lot. She says, I love you a lot. And she says she didn't expect this. It made it all more special. And they're both happy. Yay. So next we see Janae and Kenny walk to the dock. And Janae says, I came off a boat into the villa. And Kenny says, you did? Janae says, yeah, I came off that boat. And she points to the Love Island boat that is docked. Jaquan says, I loved how Miguel and Leah were so unserious. They were having fun while Kendall and Nicole were competitive, and Kendall's been playing a game this whole time to win. I agree. That's what I got from it. I thought that Leah and Miguel had the funnest time. And, ultimately Kendall and Nicole won the battle, but I just don't feel like they're going to win the war. They're not going to win the war. You understood what was in the poem? Because I didn't understand a word that he said. Tito says fake and Aaron and Kaylor. I agree. I agree. So we do see that Janae is saying, Kenny says, oh, damn, full circle moment. And Janae says, I'm going to sit on your lap, okay? Because she's wearing just like this outfit where her skirt is long and she needs to be careful how she sits and in the shoes that she had on. And she looked really good. Jaquan says, I wonder why the producers didn't show Kendall saying Sierra is the only one out of the Casa girls he would give a chance, because they needed a couple to go to the hideaway. That's what I got from that. Wendy, I thought Janae was acting Dixie, but it's not an act. No, this is Janae. She is hilarious, guys. This is her. I keep telling you guys that she's a troll. She's not ditzy. She's really smart, but she's funny. Like, she's a troll. You just have to go with her. This is what I like about Kenny. He just goes with her. He just goes with what she's doing. He doesn't question it. Jaquan, the only thing I heard was roses are red, violets are blue, and then I zoned out. Same. And then I heard, Kaylor, will you be my girlfriend? Or something like that. That's all. I didn't hear anything in between. I didn't hear nothing in between. So we do see here, Janae says, how are you? And Kenny says, well, I'm good. I'm a little more relaxed today. You saw me and you were like, is something wrong? And no, nothing's wrong. And Janae says, I love Janae, but she's using a fake voice and it kind of reminds me of Cassie. Oh yeah. Well, some girls like to do that because some guys like it. He's not complaining, so. Janae says, yeah, it's because you're quiet, and I know you're usually quiet, but you're not that quiet. And I thought there was something wrong. How are you feeling about us, though? And Kenny says, I'm feeling good. Janae says, give me a word other than good. And I said, yeah, he did use good a few times. Kenny says, well, I was going to elaborate, and they laugh. And Janae says, okay. And Kenny says, well, I think we're in a good spot. Like, I was listening to you the other day, and Janae says, mm-hmm. And Kenny says, I was like, damn, she really like challenging me to think about, how to go about life. And at first, I'm not going to lie. It's like, is she like this all the time? So kind of what Wendy was saying, I think it was. Yes. I think he probably thought she was a ditz. But he says that, I'm Janae's like, happy? And he's like, no, like, how does she have this energy? He says, just a lust for like a, a life and like a great outlook on the day, on life. And Janae says, well, I do have a fear of rejection. So I came in here and I got rejected and reject after reject. And yeah, you saw my track record. And so like I decided to just be myself with you. And like I found like the happiness that I've been looking for. And Kenny said, mm-hmm. And Janae says, I just really, really happy that you accepted me for who I am and the way I act and the way I carry myself, you know? And Kenny says, the way I think you wear your heart on your sleeve and you give your all to people, honestly, there's no one here that I want to spend time with. But you like, I just want to be with you. And Janae says, really? Are you just saying that? And Kenny says, I just want to be closed off with you in here. And Janae laughs, whoa, are you real? And Kenny says, for real, for real. And Janae says, really? That is so sweet. And Kenny says, I don't want to be fucking around with nobody else. And I was like, not him cursing. And they kiss. And Janae says, that means a lot to me. And Janae says, ITMs to us, she's getting married. And she's like, no, I'm joking, guys. But you guys are all invited. And Janae says, you're so kind. Thank you, Kenny, because he's helping her walk back down the dock. And dude, I cannot wait to meet your mother. Just to tell her, like, she did such a good job all by herself. Is she a bad one? Isn't she? I know she's a baddie. I bet she looks like and acts like a queen. Like she carries herself like a queen. She raised a king, so that's a flex. I hope she likes me. So somebody says, I love this outfit on you, Janae, and I love your heels. And someone else says, like, it's giving mom and dad vibes on vacation. It really was giving mom and dad vibes. Tila says, only thing about Janae that annoys me is she says, really? I'm like, shut up, Janae, not sit there and accept the sweet words. That's so funny. So they say Kenny the way that she says Kenny. Kenny. And then they like, oh, jet service. Kenny says, we had some time on the dock. And Janae says, PSA. We changed the name of the dock. It is no longer, somebody says, no longer Doomsday Dock. She's like, no, it's now the Dock of Dreams because I've been dreaming of him asking me to be closed off. And he just asked me. And everybody goes wild. Everybody starts screaming. And Janae says, yeah, we're getting married. And it's so funny because she says these things and Kenny just stands there. And he's like, but he doesn't say anything. He just lets her go. It's so funny. She's like, I'm kidding. And Daniela says, you can feel the love tonight. It's beautiful. Aaron and Kaylor come down and they all congratulate each other. And Miguel is just looking and he's like, I ain't rushing into anything. Miguel's like, I know you see all of this happening and you're looking at me like I'm next, but I'm not next. It's not happening with me. So Kenny gets a text and the hideaway is open. And so we do see that Aaron and Kaylor, it felt like tried to steal it. They did ruin Aaron and Kaylor's movement. It was very selfish. I loved it. Kenny's facial expression says it all when Janae said they were getting married. It was funny. It's so funny. So why in the hell, Sam, hell did Kenny bring the girl back from Casa? Because I think he was told to. He literally sat there the entire time and was like, I just want Janae. And I don't think he thought that she was going to be there by herself. And I think he hedged his bet that just in case she was with somebody else, and I think he was also one of those people that they encouraged to bring back somebody. Um, so I don't know. I do definitely think that. Um, Case Burner is not buying what they're saying. Sorry, not sorry. I don't buy Aaron and Kaylor and Jana and Kenny. I'm from the Bronx and I know how Dominican men get down. I mean, I'm from the New York area and New Jersey area, and I know how Dominican men get down. And I mean, they get down as the same that any other man get down. I mean, I, I mean, I don't think his there there are a lot of Dominican men who live in the Bronx who marry black women. I don't know if that's what you're alluding to. But that being said, I believe Kenny. He does have a family member who said this is literally his personality. He has said since he got there that he was looking for somebody who is mature, who challenges him, who pushes him, and I do believe that Janae is that person. Like we see it when she was saying to him, he's like, I'm good, and she's like, say like use another word that's not good. Like I do think that she challenges him, and I think that he wants that, and he has apparently dated older women before. Um, I just I believe him personally. I've not seen. I mean, I side eye. There's a lot of people I could side eye in here, and I side eye a lot of people. Kenny is not one of the people right now that I'm side eyeing. Janae is not one of the people I'm side eyeing. Um, I'm not even really side eyeing Leah and Miguel. I'm not side eyeing Cordell, and I'm not side eyeing Serena. The rest of them, though. Um, Wendy says it's crazy how loyal women were, and the boys brought back shiny new toys. Then that night was like the red wedding on GOT. I mean, yeah, I do think that between the other men encouraging them to bring back people, and the producers probably encouraging them to bring back people, but with leading questions, I think that's what we get. Jaquan says, I find it funny. I'd rather watch Sierra and Harrison over Kaylor, Aaron, Kendall, and Nicole. Yeah. I mean, their conversations weren't bad. I just don't like Harrison too much, but I think it's mostly Sierra. But I mean, I don't see any huge chemistry, but they weren't terrible. I didn't fast forward. Rachel Marie says, and if these couples don't last, who cares? These girls will be fine and thrive post show. That is the point that I came to. After going through what I did, season 2 of this USA and season 3 and season 4, where season 4 I did start reeling it back in my investment in the couples. Here, I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm going to give you, listen, if you're going to scam me good. Scam me on the show. Come off the show. Do what you got to do. Don't tell me you were scamming me. That's all I ask. A certain couple did that season 4 and then ruined the facade afterwards. And I didn't want the facade ruined. So now, with them, they both annoy me. So all I ask is if you're going to scam me, scam me on the show properly, bring your A game, and then move along after the show. I can't care anymore after the season. I did it with season 3. I invested a lot in Cinco and Cash. I did it with season 2. I invested a lot into Jayla. I never did it again. And I feel a lot better by being that way. So would I be absolutely happy if we get a few more couples just like season 5 that are still together from the finale? I would love it. Do I think that's going to happen with some of these couples that still, right now, there's only like 2 couples that I can for sure say that I would be interested in seeing what they get up to at the end of this. Otherwise, I like all the rest of them. Like, if they don't make it, they don't make it. Like, I don't care, but there's still going to be more people in the final than that probably won't work out that I don't care about. So, yeah. And Tito agrees with me here. Like, Kenny is reserved and Janae brings him out the show. And that's what I said at the beginning of this show. Opposites attract. I think they are literally opposites that attract, and they, like he said, they complement each other. Whereas I think like with Cordell and Serena, they're very similar yet different, because of, you know, background of where they grew up, of where they were born. They're both monoracially Black, I believe. So I do think that they have a lot more similarities culturally, blah, 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 than Kenny and Janae. But I do feel like the differences that Kenny brings to Janae and the differences Janae brings to Kenny are complementary. Case Burner says, the way that Kenny's stressed off, we're closed off in here. Why do you stress that part? I feel like Kenny has a girlfriend outside is giving Caleb. What, based on what? Okay. Understand verbiage in this villa. Being closed off is just for this villa. Because that shit don't mean nothing on the outside. It doesn't mean anything. That is villa verbiage. That's the same thing that they do in the UK. You're either closed off to you're basically closed off to somebody else coming in here. So when Cassie comes in here tomorrow, we should not be seeing Kenny entertaining her at all. That's what that means. That's all it means. It just means that in the villa, if somebody comes in, you're not going to entertain them. That's all that means. That's all it means. It does not mean anything for the outside world. Now, if you get to the end and you become exclusive or you become boyfriend and girlfriend, that means something, because that is like verbiage you could take, you know, with you on the outside. But in the villa, being closed off in here, yes, in here, because that's the only place that means anything. Doesn't mean anything anywhere else. It doesn't. And she brings up, yes, they did mess me up. I mean, I didn't really focus on them because they both said that they were, once you say that you are private, I stop following you because I don't like infringing on people's privacy. I will never infringe on people's privacy. And that's just me as a person. So they said that they were private. I stopped following them. Not like literally stop following, but just stop following their relationship. Jaquan says Leah and Miguel have had a nice little journey. Serena and Janae fighting over him to the Miguel picking Liv at the beginning. I thought Miguel and Leah kissing was random, but they actually compatible. Yeah. I said this before too. Like I feel like Leah and Miguel have a nice little chemistry going on. They're not taking this too seriously. For me, that does not mean that I would want them to win. But if they win, I can't really help that if she has a lot of fans. But it's not the people I would be invested in. But I get people being invested in them. Yeah. So Rachel agrees. Like after season 3, stop them. No longer attached. Mary says, look at Nerys and Horacio. He's cute and she's a baddie and it works. Exactly. Tito says, I think Serena and Cordell, I'd be the only couple who would last. Everybody else won't last a month. I can also see that. Wendy says, Timmy likes light-skinned girls or white girls. Yeah. Unfortunately. Rachel says, I prefer closed off or exclusive in the villa. Boyfriend, girlfriend is too soon without meeting families. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I think this is more realistic for what you would be doing in the villa than to be like, oh, we're just gonna be boyfriend and girlfriend without like seeing how each other lives, seeing what your everyday routine would look like, seeing what your family dynamics would be. I think it's a lot harder to be boyfriend and girlfriend on the inside of the villa, especially so like as you get down to the end, than it is on the outside of the villa. So I do side eye Aaron and Kaylor being boyfriend and girlfriend so soon, so close to like their mess ups. It just feels like it just ended, and there's, yes, it's a week to the finale, but I just don't believe them. I don't believe them. So I get if you don't believe Kenny and Janae, but for me, I don't see that as a reason to not believe them. If you don't believe Kenny because you culturally know him, that, I mean, I can understand that. I'm Jamaican. I would prefer to not date certain Jamaicans, but I get it. I still have ended up with a lot of Jamaicans. So. Wendy says, I would love to see after the island, after the villa, seeing their homes and how they live. Yeah. Mary says, we need a good winner because I know Olivia from the challenge, that fraud. And then Mark, I agree. I'm with Mary here. I need a win. I need a win. I will be disappointed if we don't get a good win. I will be disappointed. I will openly admit that I will be disappointed. So we do see that Kenny gets this text. It's the hideaway is open. Aaron does, it feels like, tried to steal the hideaway, but the text says, as the winners, the pink team can choose a couple from their team to go into the hideaway. And so really the only couple left on the pink team that could go is the couple that was recently closed off just on the docks. Everybody agrees, Janae and Kenny. And Janae says, just when you think like the night couldn't get better, this is the best night of my life, she says. She laughs. And Cordell has like a really lovely conversation with Kenny. He says to take videos, not those kind of videos. He said, take videos of you enjoying the little moments in there. This is a pretty good thing for you. Like, it's especially, you guys who just got closed off. So just make it romantic. And Kenny's like, yeah. And we see Janae's not sure what to wear because she feels like she's worn all her lingerie. But Nicole says, listen, it is what it is. You look good in red. Wear the red. And Janae says, what am I going to wear to the hideaway? My birthday suit. And she says, I'm kidding. I just want to say, like, sometimes don't take Janae so seriously. She's just a troll. So Serena's like, you're about to get it on. And Janae said, and so they all leave Janae, and she's up in the mirror. She's looking, she's like, you're a bad bitch and you got a fat ass. And then she comes down to Kenny, and he's like blown away, and she looked amazing. So he should have been blown away. And Kenny does say, I am so excited with Janae, to be with Janae in a room by ourselves. We close things off. We get this time. Damn, it's going to be a special night. And so Janae is like, oh, is this too much for you? And it is not. They head to the hideaway, at which we will not see tomorrow. So till tomorrow. They decided that they weren't going to make this an hour and a half episode. So I kind of agree with Jaquan here. We better begin the episode on Wednesday, because I don't understand. But tomorrow, full hideaway. Kathy arrives, and who's going home? Also, as we said, from After Sun, Ariana said that the next episode, we would have Cassie come in with the heart rate challenge, and Moria would come in with the results. So we'll probably see all of that, kind of like a la, if you watch season 3 or 2, 3, Ariel came in dressed like in a cat suit, and she like came in and delivered the dumping results that night. That's the night that Cinco went home, I believe. So yeah, I think that's what we'll be seeing. So Rachel says that I think that it'll be a dumping one couple, and then have Cassie save one guy and dump his girl. I think that's also possible. Mary thinks that they should have brought Cassie in with Harrison if they wanted her to, if they wanted us to buy her and Rob together. Yeah. Joyful Ruby says, with Janae and Kenny's Serena and Cordell, I see a lot of support for them, and Miguel and Leah. Some for Rob and Daniela and Kendall and Nicole, but I haven't seen any support for Kaylor and Aaron. That is so wild. How far from grace have they fallen? Jaquan says, I don't know. A few days ago, Cordell and Serena, Jana and Kenny, Miguel and Leah were the top three. Ken and Nicole was fourth, and Aaron and Kaylor was fifth. Yes, I did remember seeing that on the app. And Jaquan says, as much as Aaron is to blame, Kaylor messed them up more by forgiving him too quickly and always crying. I would have tolerated their couple more if she had handled it more like Serena. Yes, I think she should have stayed on stand on business at least a day. But even here, like for the boyfriend and girlfriend, you're telling Daniela you don't want to do boyfriend and girlfriend in the villa, but then you agree to it. So it's like you don't know how to stand on business with this man. You're just agreeing to whatever to make it look good, I guess, to play the game. And at the end of the day, it's not reading well to anybody, not to nobody. Jaquan says, what was the point of the gold? The team gold was up by points just for the team pink to win the last two games, like the whole thing. And I do understand that. Like, I think they did it on purpose because they wanted pink to somehow win so that they could do this with the hideaway. And Wendy feels like Cordell and Serena should have won it. I've been saying I didn't think they were going to give them the hideaway. To be fair, you can refuse the hideaway, so maybe it's possible that Cordell and Serena refused the hideaway. Serena might have. And so they weren't even in contention because maybe they then would have switched a couple from the gold team on to the pink team and gave it to them. Possible. I just don't. I'm wondering if they rejected it because, as far as we've been told, you could reject it and not go in at all. And if she wasn't feeling well, that also might be a reason. Jaquan says they gave Aaron and Kaylor Rob too much time. We didn't need to see them and him getting dressed 15 minutes of my life. I can't get back. I agree. It was just too much. Too much. So yes, I am hopeful, guys, that we will get a good winner by the end of the season. Rachel agrees that she doesn't see any red flags, and I'm not going to create them. Yeah, Case Burners run a bad winners. Jay Quinn says, after the show, I only got invested in 3 couples out of all the U.S. seasons. That's Johnny and Sally, Josh and Shannon, Marco and Hannah, and I did Cordell and Serena will be your 4th. Tito says Marco and Hannah are still together. Marco and Hannah, while I love Hannah, I'm still mad that Marco won. I did not want him to win because I did not like how he treated Destiny. So there's that. So I understand where Mary is on with that. Wendy says the producers did not want to see. They knew that they would ruin their show if they did that because we were all complaining. We did not want to see Aaron and Kaylor. So I'm going to say this: while I would have loved the Serena and Cordell hideaway, I am just as fine in seeing a Janae and Kenny hideaway as long as I did not have to see a Aaron and Kaylor hideaway. Yay! I'm happy. Rachel says, I'm so glad they limited it to the pink team. I did not want to see Kaylor and Aaron and Serena seem under the weather. That's what I'm saying. Wendy and says Bergie and Taylor are still together. They are. I do like Bergie and Taylor together. I liked them together last season. I think I voted for Cassie and Leo because I was trying to stick it to Marco and Hannah. But yeah, I'm not a big Marco fan. So Tito says, I think they will rig it for Aaron and Kaylor to get into the finals or to win. I think you mean get into the finals. I hope you mean get into the finals. I hope you don't mean win. Case Berta says, Jaquan, I agree. Marco and Destiny were extra. Still don't like Marco. I love Dimani. Yeah, this Marco was obsessed with getting Destiny out. It was wacky. That's what I'm saying. Like, kind of what like, to me, the reasoning everybody doesn't like Kendall, like him trying to get Serena and Janae out over and over and over again. And the same thing here is what I felt like Marco was doing with Destiny last year. Like, he kept trying to get her out. Like, I don't like, to me, they're very similar. They did very similar things. Joey is trying to do the same thing with Grace because he's mad at her. Like, it's ridiculous. So no, I don't like Marco. I don't follow him and Hannah. I like Hannah. She's sweetheart. She chose the man. They seem happy. I'm happy for her. I don't care for Marco. Won't ever care for him. Yeah. So Tito says into the final. Okay. I said that as well. Like, I think they're trying to get them into the final. I think they also are trying to get them into the final. I think they know that they can't win, but they're trying to do what they can to get a white couple into the final. So yeah. Mary says, I had not watched fully last season, but Marco does give me Kendall vibes. That's what I've gotten from him. Yeah. All right. On that note, guys, I will be back tomorrow. Like I said, this week I will be trying to keep up with these episodes. The only episode that I probably will not be able to come on here live for to recap is Thursday, because I am going to the second of a 2-night premiere party that Asa from Big Brother 23 is throwing in the city. And I am going to that second night, should be going to that second night. So I will not be able to watch Love Island Thursday night, and I will not be here to recap it. So if there's a Wednesday episode, I also will not be able to recap it, because again, I will be at the first night of the season premiere party. So if there's episodes Wednesday and Thursday, I will not be able to recap those. I will catch up on those on Friday. And then, but I should be back tomorrow. I will be here Tuesday, and we will chit chat about these couples. Tomorrow's a hideaway. I am happy about it because it's not a couple I don't want to see. And heart rate challenge, guys. We are excited. So we will see each other next time. Make sure you are, again, subscribe to me, Entertainment in Color. So I did start a new Twitter account. Until I can get these people to give me back my Twitter account that I'm paying for. So I'm going to change this, but it is at Entertainment in Color and Col, COL Media. But you could search Entertainment in Color, and I think it might come up. So it is Entertainment in COL Media. If you want to follow my backup, it's going to be my backup Twitter account, because hopefully I'll get my main Twitter account back. But Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Remember, I said if you see my PR press releases floating around the internet, make sure you're subscribed to me so you can get them directly, so that you don't get got like somebody tried to do to people today, this morning. So thank you all for joining me, and I will see you next time. Thank you, Kay. Bye.